Hi guys, and welcome back to the Relevant Podcast with myself, Rob, and Ryan. Now,
what is up, boys?
Now we need to play the sad violin on this one.
We've got a bit of a deep one today, just simply because it is Mental Health Awareness Week, and we thought we'd do this episode.
Is it actually? I didn't even realise. Wow.
What you didn't realise it was Mental Health Week?
No, I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah, mate, fucking get on it, get to know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's Mental Health Awareness Week, and I feel like it's just fitting to upload this one this week. Coming from two people who have gone through it, I guess. Not like through it, but you know what I mean? Like we've both had our own experiences of mental health. And I think it's big as well that two men, come out and sit on a podcast and come and speak about this sort of stuff, because it's something which isn't spoken about full stop, really. Like, it isn't spoken about that much, but especially from males, men, boys. And it's the biggest killer in men. Like, it's not spoken about enough from us lads. So I think it's just buckle yourselves in. It's just gonna be a deep one, man. It's gonna be deep. But hopefully it should maybe like help some of you guys or whatever. Maybe some of you guys can relate to this. We have got questions from you guys, which is absolutely brilliant, regarding some of your own situations. You might ask us questions or whatever. Me and Rob have got questions for each other. Let's just hop straight into it, mate. Let's just get into it. Let's get into the nitty gritty of mental health.
Yeah, so we got a list of questions we were just going to ask each other. So the first one we got here is, what is the earliest memory you have of mental health?
See,
so I'll start with you.
The thing is with that one, right, is I think back, so let's say, like, let's use school for an example. I probably had some form of, or I was going through stuff mentally, but I wasn't aware of mental health. I didn't know about depression and anxiety and all that sort of stuff. I just thought it was just like, oh, I'm having a bad day, I feel this way, or I'm just nervous to go to school, that sort of thing. Definitely secondary school.
Yeah,
secondary school is probably where I was probably going through stuff in my own head. But and as well, when you're growing up in like secondary school, you're turning in from a little boy to a teenager, and you're going through puberty and all this sort of stuff, and you're turning into a man. It's like, it's a confusing time, and it's scary. So I don't know about yourself, but being a big ginger lad, dealt with a lot of people picking on me, doing the YouTube thing. Like, it's just a prime time for people to just fucking nibble away and try and bring it down. And I definitely said that the earliest memory of any form of mental health is secondary school. I think a lot of people go for it in secondary school, but don't realise because they're not clued up on it. They don't get educated enough on it.
Yeah. I think mine started from primary school, like very late into probably like year 6. It was like a close group. It was me and this guy Joel, which unfortunately he's passed away. He died, car crash, which is actually recent. I think it's the anniversary now. Anyway, just besides the point. So me and this guy were really close. He used to go to his house every day. And this guy came. I think he moved into the school. He got along well with Joel. And it was like that, and then that resulted in me getting bullied by both of them because they got close, and then he must have convinced him, you shouldn't be friends with him, this and that, hang around with us cool kids and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So that was probably and then being bullied, that was probably the first point where I had some sort of mental, like you said, you don't realise at that sort of age.
Oh no, you have no idea.
You don't. You just know you're getting bullied, you're sad because you're being bullied and you're upset.
Yeah.
But you're not going to say, oh, Mum, I'm depressed. Like, maybe, well, I don't know for you, but year 6 for me was 2005. Shows how old I am.
Mate, so year 6 for me was 2010.
Yeah, that's what, so it's...
Because that's when the World Cup was on, man, and I was we were gassing out in classrooms doing the whacker dance, where the fuck is.
Yeah,
anyway, that's irrelevant.
Yeah, so back then, it wasn't really talked about, like, having depression, anxiety.
Definitely not 2005.
Like, social media presence, anyway. Obviously, everyone has depression. Depression's been going on for fucking centuries. But not, like, as in now, you hear about people suffering with anxiety, depression, this and that. You hear it every day. You see it on social media every day. You hear it from in the streets. You hear it everywhere. Back then, you didn't really hear it as much. It's just... Oh, you'll deal with it.
It wasn't a talk about. It wasn't a thing that you conversation.
Oh, you'll be alright. Just brush off your shoulder. And
or sort of cheer up, or just trying to think. Yeah, solid fucking advice.
Yeah.
Good one. Love that. Like, yeah, dead. Shut up.
And then secondary school, it happened as well. But I started getting a bit of a what's the term I'm looking for? A thick skin. I started getting a bit thick skin as I moved on through secondary school. I think it was about end of year 9. I was like, yeah, I can't be doing it. So I started sort of talking back. I was quite. I stuck up for myself. I was always quite shy. I kept myself to myself. I didn't have that many friends. I think from year 7. Yeah, year 7 to year 9, I think I had one friend at secondary school. Me and this guy were like, the typical giant bags running to each lesson. You had to make sure that was me. You're like, year 7.
Can't be late. I've got to be there.
Yeah,
otherwise Missy's gonna give me a C2.
That was me from like year 7 to like early year 9, and then went around the back of the school. And there was a group of guys just playing tag. I want to play tag. Or like Bulldogs, whatever it was. Went over there. And they said, yeah, you could join in. And then my mate was like, I don't want to join in. He said, well, I'll see you later then. And then that was probably the last time I actually proper spoke to him.
Oh, so
and then from there, life just got easier in secondary school. I started making a lot more friends. I started getting with like the quote-unquote popular kids.
The cool kids.
Yeah. And I was sort of getting into that. I was going out like most weekends, like at the field drinking Strongbow and...
God, you're on.
Listen to music from your like Sony Walkmans and transferring each other's songs on Bluetooth and all that shit.
LimeWire, downloading songs from your little shitty laptop onto your phone. But the second, I think most people, it's like sort of school fights, whether it's primary school or secondary school. That is probably your first. But like I said, because of what you're going through, you're going through that stage in your life, and you're growing up, and you're turning from a little boy to a young man.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Or like if you're a girl, obviously from a girl to a young woman, and you don't.
Yeah, puberty is a big
really
thing.
Get it, sort of thing. You just don't really understand it.
Yeah.
Mate, I used to get my dad to write notes for me to get PE off, not because I was fat.
I did that. Don't worry.
I didn't want to do PE. Is because I was so. That was probably like the first time I was really like self-conscious of going. But you got to bear in mind as well, mate.
Yeah.
I went to an all-boys school.
Oh, did you? I had no
Not
idea.
because I want to suck dick or anything like that. Just
I had no idea. That's new to me.
Went to an all-boys. So you like the boys going like the testosterone. It's mad. Everyone's at competition with each other. Everyone's like is fucking gunning for each other. Like it is chaos. It's fucking mental. I mean, you're going through puberty. You're growing up and all that bollocks. In an all-boys school. Mate, it's just fucking ridiculous. So yeah, like I said, I used to get my dad to literally write notes, so that I didn't have to do PE because I was scared of going into the changing room with all these boys, and then taking the piss out of me and calling me fat. So what I started, it's really irrelevant. See what I did there, but I started wearing like vests underneath my school shirt. Just because
to show
obviously
hide your man
boobs. Yeah, I don't want to show these big old titties to anyone or big old fucking bloater belly. And I was just sort of like no. So I started wearing vests underneath my school shirt, which it's not uncomfortable. And mate, ever since the first time someone took the piss out of me when I was getting changed, I've worn a vest every single day until this day. I still wear a vest.
Really?
Just because it made me so self-conscious back then as a kid. As like a 12, 13-year-old kid, I was like, oh, I hate that. And it made me hate the way that I looked. And I was just sort of like, that. Yeah.
And I guess that passed on till today, I'm going to assume.
Pardon?
Do you still hate how you look now?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I look at myself and I'm like, that's fucking, I'm not comfortable in my own skin. I don't look at myself and think, yeah, I can. But like, that's where obviously, you go to the gym and that sort of thing, which is a whole different ball game. Obviously, we'll probably get on to the gym and how that helps with like mental health, obviously, in a bit. But yeah, man, school, like I said, all boys school as well was just fucking rough.
Now,
just tough, mate.
Obviously, during school, obviously, if you're ever feeling down, like you just said, was there anything that sort of distracted you that made you sort of, I'm doing all right now. This is making me feel really good.
Gaming. Like it's, I think it was like 2012. Got the fucking London Olympics. The weather is beautiful. Yeah. I literally stayed in my room probably the whole of 2012 playing Modern Warfare, playing Black Ops 2. Literally because that was my happy place. Being sat in this exact room, playing on my Xbox 360 and just speaking to people over the mic.
A lot of memories in that room then.
Like literally that they were just simpler times, and it was beautiful. That was my escape back then. I was like, right, I'll hop on this game, I'll hit a few trick shots, and I'm like I didn't worry about it. But then as well, sort of this is more later down the line in secondary school. YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
YouTube for me was a big thing of just like I can be myself. I can be myself, and people actually like me on here. People actually think I am funny. I mean, people like sort of thought I was funny in school. Like I would love making people laugh.
Yeah.
But the fact that I could do it to an audience, like every day, if that was playing a game or just like vlogs of me chatting shit, like, and people liked it, and I thought this is fucking brilliant.
But right now you're essentially living your like childhood dream then.
Yeah, so, and it's just like, so when it started doing well, and I was getting, thousands of subscribers and all this sort of, I was just sort of like, yeah, no, fuck you, man, because there's people at school who really mocked it.
Yeah.
And then when I'd go out like into town having a few drinks, whatever, you'd get people, man, I fucking love what you do. And it's like you're the exact same cunt that would sit in a class across, like you'd sit in the exact same room across from me, and you'd take the piss out of me. So don't come at me with that sort of fucking behaviour.
I know, yeah, I know.
It's stupid. And I've told the story before, but my own form tutor said to me, if you're late, I'm going to play your videos in front of the whole form. I was late by like a minute.
Jesus
I'm walking down the fucking corridor and I hear my own voice, and I'm like, I'm not going form. I turned around and fucked off. I was like, I'm not doing that. And that, for like this is like year 11, probably like I'm like 15.
Yeah.
That was crushing for me. Because he's taking the piss out of something which I fucking loved, and that was my escape. That was my thing where I felt good and I felt happy, and just no one could take that away from me. And then when he started playing, I was just sort of like, nah, fuck you.
And now you have every right to shit on his desk.
Yeah, literally. Like, to be fair, I think his wife cheated on him with a student. So,
oh god,
I said that back to him, and he didn't really like it. So, yeah,
I think gaming
that's completely irrelevant. But yeah, school it was tough, man. Definitely tough. And just because like that's the thing, when you got like so with an all boys school, it's like, oh yeah, no, you tell a teacher and they're just like, oh, just ignore them. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let me ignore someone continuously mocking my weight and stuff like that. Stuff like that really does hit you. Like, if you haven't got thick skin, and I was quite sensitive back in school. Now, if someone calls me fat, I'm like, I know.
You laugh.
You don't have to remind me,
yeah,
but
you laugh it off.
Yeah. But back then, I'd take everything really, really fucking to heart. Someone called me a chode, I'd get really annoyed. But there we go.
I think for me, I think gaming was the level one. I was like, I used to trick shot and all that, like most kids did back around that time. But also, football was a big one. PE, I would like. No, it was just football. Like, I didn't really like. I used to always skip when it was like rugby or what's the other one? Not cricket. Rounders. Yeah, I used to skip.
Bagging.
Yeah, but he used to always put me in the. It was weird. I was like in the top group for football, I think.
Oh, sorry, I got trials at West Ham.
I freaking wish. Yeah, so I was like, all my mates were like in bottom, so I felt so out of place.
Shit.
But yeah, I was in top group for that. But all the other sports, I just couldn't stand rugby. I can't stand cricket. Couldn't stand rounders. I used to skip it all. The only one it was either football or fucking badminton. I did like my badminton.
Bro, I used to love badminton.
Or the one where you bounce the ball off the wall.
But the game slaps.
What's the one with the ball on the wall? You hit it and you have to catch it. What's it called? It's
squash.
Just you. Yeah, squash. Love that as well.
Does Alex play that?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
He was. Swimming as well. That helped everything. That was sort of my. When I was at school, that was my escape. If I could just do a bit of swimming, we had access to the gym, which had pool. So if I wanted to escape, I'd just go for a swim, play a bit of squash.
Man, I'd be too self-conscious to go for a fucking swim.
I was skinny. I'm still now. I was always skinny.
Oh,
I think I've been.
I love swimming, but I just. If I can take my top off and get in a pool now, but back then, mate.
But that was one thing. One thing actually back in primary school. One thing I actually got, but I couldn't swim. I couldn't swim up to about end of year 7. I just didn't know how to swim. I just know my mum didn't teach me. I didn't really like doing it at primary school, and there was an incident. I think it was last few weeks of primary school. It was like, oh, everyone's jumping in the deep end. I was like, fuck it, why not? I'll try it. And I started drowning.
Really?
And I can remember clearly the teacher who jumped in was pregnant at the time. She jumped in to save me, which is mental. Hero. Yeah. And then from there, I was like, yeah, I need a teacher. So I was going after school. I was going to after school clubs. And then year 8, I was like, oh, what's it called? I used to go to like the local swimming centre. I used to do like for like county or something, county swimming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did that for a bit. I was like, this is really sick. Then I found gaming, and I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah, this is it. I don't actually have to do any form of physical activity. I just got to twiddle my thumbs, and I'm gravy. I'm chilling. But this leads us to our next question. What advice would you give to your younger self? This is what we ask our guests at the end of the majority of our episodes. So I thought we'd play on it a little bit. What advice would you give to your younger self regarding mental health and how to deal with it, and sort of like what to do?
How young are we talking?
Just from your first experience of mental health.
Try and gain a thick skin as soon as. Because I think it was just all this stuff again here. If I just developed it, if I just fought back or chatted shit, like I just laughed it off, I would have been in a much better position, like mentally. In fact, I took everything to heart.
That question's tough. As in, like like I said, we asked the majority of our guests at the end of episodes that question, and they always go, "Oh, well, that's quite a tough question." Or like, what? Now I can see, like, you know, but especially when regarding mental health, I think, probably the same. Just sort of like, mate, try and laugh it off, try and ignore it, just try and rise above it. But I feel like that's not really mental health. That's sort of like bullying. Yeah. I'd say just lose yourself in something, and that's sort of what I did. I did with like gaming. I just lost myself in playing games. But I don't know. I don't actually know what I would say. I don't think at that age. You're not young enough to fucking understand it. You don't get it because your brain is still fucking developing, and it's still going. You're still learning lessons from life, and it's like.
But that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. Going back, you can tell your younger self all the stuff that's gonna happen. This is the advice you can give them. Yeah,
I don't know what I'd say to much. Just like be like, look, mate, just fucking rise above it. Try and distract yourself, and just literally. Don't
take it to heart.
Yeah, it's difficult, man, because I don't know. Just try and. But that's the thing. That's where schools need to fucking come in and teach kids about mental health. Obviously, doing it in a way where like kids aren't then going to go around saying I've got depression. Like, try and actually teach them it and the effects of it, and stuff like that. I think it's important that, mate. What James said in our episode that we recorded, the school system is fucked. They don't teach you anything valuable. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if people in school,
they are like starting it.
Teachers influence you a lot, right? That you see them 5 days a week for about like how many hours? They should be teaching you about mental health and about just all that sort of stuff, man. Like they need to do it, but do it in a way which isn't obviously like a downward. I mean, you can't really talk about mental health in a fun way. Yeah. But just literally try and fucking educate people on it and the effects that it has on people. But yeah, no, that's definitely a tough question. I don't know what I would say. I don't know if I'd be able to look my younger self in the eyes and give him some solid advice on how to deal with mental health. I'd literally just say, stick at what you're doing, man. Just keep doing you. But then at that age, I just wouldn't understand it. But
I think that was my biggest problem, was just taking everything to heart. Like, most people bully kids, it's just for a reaction. Like, I think I actually, saying that, I think it was a few years ago, I actually met someone in town that actually bullied me at school.
I think I remember you telling me this.
And he was like, he apologises, like, I just did it just as a reaction. Most people just did that. And he was like, apologise, we went for a drink and stuff, we just chatted it out. But now we got arrested for like drug dealing or something.
Have their own shit going on.
Yeah. Everyone did.
You know, they're doing it as a way of trying to fucking feel better about themselves. They're probably going through it as well in terms of like mental health and that. And their way of coping with that and trying to fucking, you know, feel better about themselves is to pick on other people and try and belittle other people and get them down to their sort of level.
Now here's a question. Any of these, can you pinpoint any particular bullies at school who bullied you? Any particular people?
What, names?
Yeah.
I won't name them. I'm not going to put my blast.
But you know who they are, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's literally people in my class who like,
Yeah.
I didn't really know if I was friends with them or if they were just mocking me the whole time. It was just sort of like, but yeah, no, like you could definitely tell who was bullying who in
Now,
the class.
if you line them all up, are any of them in a good position right now? Like, are they successful? Are they got a good family? Like this and that. Have they got something good going for them? 'Cause
I think without sounding horrible, they all just work fairly like just average sort of. But I don't. It's hard for me to make an opinion or say anything on that because I don't know what anyone from school is fucking doing. I literally speak to about 2 or 3 people that went to my school who I'm still friends with today. One of them works in a hospital, which is fucking
not too bad.
Fair play to him, good on him. And the other one works in Tesco. Obviously, they're both key workers, obviously during this pandemic and stuff. But they're doing good. They're doing them. I'm sure they're happy. Or like there might be stuff going on with them. But the thing is with me and my mates, we don't speak about a lot of stuff. We'll speak about games.
Yeah.
And no one really opens up, to be honest.
No.
And that's the thing. Like I said, that's the.
It's just that stigma that surrounds the sort of guys talking to other guys about their mental health.
Yeah, mate. It needs to become something more normal.
Yeah.
Where you check up on your old mate or just a mate of it, or when you say, "Oh, are you okay?" to someone, like, "Are you okay?" Like, are you actually like all right? And that's the thing. It's just like 9 times out of 10 when your mate, or like I don't know, when you're going through some shit, you just want people to check up on you.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, give me attention, but you want someone fucking there.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. You want someone there to just sort of just have a conversation. But
you don't want to be screaming. You don't want to be screaming at a wall. You don't want to be doing it. You need someone there.
Some people with anxiety and depression, though, you might go through them days where you don't particularly want to speak to anyone.
No.
And I don't have anxiety. I don't have depression. I haven't been diagnosed with that. But there are days where I don't want to interact with anyone. I don't want to speak to anyone just because.
I know. I've seen those days.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have them days where you're just feeling a bit shit in yourself, or something just is hit you the wrong way, or you've just woken up and you just don't feel it. I might lay in bed all day. I won't get any work done. I won't work out. I won't speak to anyone. And I'll literally just keep myself to myself, eat food, and just feel not feel bad about myself, but I'm not with it. I just don't want to be disturbed. I'm just not having a good day. I'm having an off day.
I wish I could have those days. I physically can't want to be by. No. So when was it? I think it was about 6 months before. It was like just before I went for Zante. Left for Zante. That was like mid 2018. I was like I was really suffering there, and I went to my GP. And I was like, this is what's going on. This is how I'm feeling. Ended up going to what are they called? Psychiatrist? What's the one over here?
Psychiatrist?
Yeah, that's the one. And then she diagnosed me, and then I had to go to my GP. I was diagnosed with autophobia. And autophobia it's a phobia. There's loads of different branches for it, but pretty much it's the fear of being alone, without friends, family, anything. Just people around me. If I'm talking to someone for like hours, and then they try to leave without giving some sort of explanation, I will get really paranoid and anxious. Oh, they don't want to be around me and this and that. So I can't have those days where I just want to be I think I maybe had 1 or 2 in the last year, if that. But most of the time I need people around. That's why I'm always anyone up for a Discord call, or I'm always messaging someone. I need to. Whereas I've got Emma most of the time. I always speak to Emma. That helps. But there's also I can't just limit myself to Emma, because Emma wants to speak to people as well, and she can't be speaking to me 24/7. So that's why I sort of began speaking to you properly again. I have been for the last year.
And that's not even just because you want to speak to someone. And the same thing with me. It's just because, mate, we have a good friendship.
Yeah.
Well, I think we always have. We always will. It will be a case of 10 years from now we'll still be fucking speaking to each other. And that's it. I know for a fact that if I'm ever feeling down, or if I actually want to speak to someone, I know for a fact that you're I don't trust many people. I don't speak to. I personally do not open up about hardly anything on the way I'm feeling, especially not
unless
now,
it's me.
because
Unless it's me, I've noticed.
I'm just very reserved, and I'm not. If I'm going through my own shit, it's my shit, and it's for me to get myself out of that. But I know for a fact that, mate, if I ever needed to call you, I needed to text you about anything because I'm feeling this certain way, I know for a fact that you would be there.
Yeah.
And obviously vice versa.
Yeah, of course. There's not many, like, the same as you. There's not many people I can trust. I think I can count the amount of people I can trust on my hand. On one hand, if that.
Yeah, no, same.
But when it comes to sort of your feelings to sort of open up to people, you can't open up to too many people, otherwise it goes... Oh, it might be the case of someone hears about it, oh, he's dealing with this, oh, sod him, and try and distance yourself. I know that's quite common. If someone sees a struggle, oh, you don't want to disturb them, they try and distance away from you, so you're not dealing with, so they're not dealing with your problems.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, it's so hard though sometimes when you're going through your own shit, and then a mate of yours is going through something, and you know, obviously you both want to be there for each other, but it's difficult because you know. But no, obviously, like you said, when you got, you went to your GP. I also went to. Well, I didn't go to my GP, but I saw a doctor.
Yeah.
Like 2018, like the beginning of 2018. I literally sat there, and spoke to this guy about how I felt at the time. I fully like opened up, I had a little cry, a little tear up.
Was that the aftermath of Memeless, or was that a bit after?
No, that was before all that.
Oh, before. When was Memeless again? When was all that?
May. So pretty much like 2 years ago.
Oh wow! Fucking, for some reason I thought it was 2017.
Yeah,
wow, no.
But yeah, no. I spoke to this guy and he said, I'm not your GP, so I can't and I'm not going to. But if I was your GP, I would prescribe you antidepressants. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if someone said that to me. I don't know if I'd take them if I want to be prescribed.
Now I would recommend them personally. I've been on them.
It depends. I think it depends because things apparently with that I've never been on, so I can't really speak from it. But you know, things get worse before they get better. And what if things can't already get any worse in your head, and you're like, fuck, if this gets any worse, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, so that was it. I was like, I don't think he was going to give them to me, but he goes, he gave me like a number where he said someone will call me or something on Monday or whenever. No one ever did call me, which is a bit poor on their part. But you know, from 2018 was a big learning year for me anyway. So I was just learning and dealing with new things that would be in front of me in life, and I've just sort of like I've just done it by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people around me. But yeah, no, I just fucking. I tried to deal with my own shit without.
Yeah,
I don't want to be a burden on people. I don't want to be like.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
same
mean? For me. Yeah.
Like it's
exactly.
It's a difficult one. But obviously this leads on to another question: is what? Well, we sort of already covered it, but what do you do now? Obviously because we're in a pandemic, mate. Can't go anywhere. Can't do anything.
No.
What are you What are you doing to distract yourselves on them days when you wake up and you're not feeling it?
Graphic design helps. Graphic design helps. That's why I got back into it. Fully. I was like, I need something to try. I tried gaming, which was good. I was always on the Xbox. I was playing Warzone. I was like playing Fortnite with you. We used to go on most nights and play it, and like Warzone, and that helped. And then it just sort of dying down. Like people just didn't want to come on. I was like, I need to find something else. That's why I went back into graphic design, because I was doing photography. That just went tits up. No one wanted anything. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get back into it. And now, mentally, this is probably the best I've felt in a long time. Just mentally. I'm not saying I'm doing I wouldn't say I'm doing amazingly well right now, but it's the start. It's the start of something.
Yeah, like you got that positive energy about you. I think for me, 2020... Although, we're going through some fucking crazy shit in the world. I don't think I've ever felt this. By all means, I'm not on top of the world. I don't feel fucking incredible.
But the best you've felt in a while, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is like, okay. Like, I feel good.
I feel a lot going for you. You got a lot going for you. Obviously, you got like your Twitch is doing quite well at the moment. Like your channel, like, you got a lot of positive feedback on your videos. Like, oh, this guy is actually really. I've seen a lot of comments. I always check them.
Yeah,
Like, oh, this is the guy Memeless roasted. I was like, it's a completely different person. I like this guy.
I'm feeling the love from people, which is like.
And now obviously the podcast, which is doing quite well. We're enjoying doing it. We're slacking a bit, but
yeah,
we're enjoying
we're doing good. Yeah, no, it's like, so, 'cause before this, I'd go to the gym.
Yeah.
I really fell in love with the gym. Like, I really did.
Oh, you're gonna marry it,
mate. I'd get there. I'd do like 10 minutes of boxing, jabbing, hook, fucking like, and all sort. I love it. I'd then move to do weights and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then when all this fucking virus shit came out, obviously they all got closed down. So it's like fuck. And I think going to the gym for a lot of people is probably like, you know, you rely on that.
Oh yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, it's quite common.
So there's probably a lot of people who are going through it right now because they rely on going to work. They rely on seeing their friends on the weekend. They rely on going to the job. But when they can't do that, it's a bit difficult. And when the thing is with being like a YouTuber, when you're left to your own devices all day. Yeah. So I'm sat here all day by myself. If this wasn't going on anyway, so this is kind of, it's not new to me. But you have a lot of time to think, and you have a lot of time. You know, like some days it's just a battle with myself.
Yeah.
And it's fucking tough and it's horrible. But then you wake up, it's a fresh start the next day.
But now what distracts you?
Streaming's big. I do that for like 4 hours out of my day sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get dickheads in the chat sometime, but 9 times out of 10 I'm getting to the point now where I'm just like, I don't
really well on it.
Care. Say what you. I've literally heard anything and everything that yeah. What else? Speaking to you, speaking to the boys. Obviously, this podcast. Been playing a bit of basketball.
Good.
Been doing a bit of that. I'm gonna try and. I said this to you before we started recording. I'm gonna try and buy a couple of bits of at-home gym equipment and try and just get back onto it because, well, obviously, when you're going to the gym and you're working out, not only do you feel that physical, sort of like, yeah, I feel good in myself. It's that mental thing as well, and that's what I've said it for ages. Ever since I started going gym, it was like, not only does it benefit you physically, but mentally as well. It's a game changer.
Oh, I bet.
Because when you've got your headphones on, or you've got your headphones in, and you're running on that treadmill, or you're pushing that way, you're punching that bag, I don't have any cares or worries. Nothing can stop me in that moment because I'm just so focused on doing what I'm doing there, and it's chill.
Now for you, do you prefer having lots of distractions or just one singular distraction?
I feel like if I've got too much going on in my life, it stresses me out.
How's that?
So at the moment, I'm not saying I'm overly stressed out and I'm fucking, because there's people who are going through a lot worse than me. So I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, my life's so, because it's not. I've actually got it quite easy. But obviously trying to balance this podcast, streaming my channel, and as well as my fitness, making sure I spend enough time with my mum or whoever. Life's about balance. I mean, you've got too many things that you're trying to balance. It's like juggling.
Yeah.
You know, one of them fucking balls are going to fall. But I try not to take too much on at the same time, just because I'm not used to doing a lot, sort of thing. I'm quite a chilled, relaxed, and laid back person. But I'm trying to throw myself in the deep end and try and get myself all distracted and make sure that I'm doing a lot of things, so that I don't lose focus and that I don't. You know, so I'm just pretty much trying to distract myself with a load of different things at the moment and try something different in my head, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Because normally before, I'd just have, like, obviously before we started the podcast, it would be my channel, the gym, friends, family. That was it. Wasn't streaming, wasn't doing the podcast. Not saying streaming and the podcast have added stress onto my life as such, but it's one more thing for me to think about and make sure that I can fit it into my day and all that sort of stuff. I get a bit panicky and a bit worried and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, fucking hell, like, what if one night I can't record the podcast, or what if one night I can't stream, what if I don't get a video out this day, what if, you know, like, a lot of what ifs, and it's just a bit, it overwhelms me in my head, and I'm just like, fuck. And that's probably as a result as to why I have days where I don't want to do anything, I don't want to speak to anyone, because I just need to shut off for a sec and just chill out and relax.
That was yesterday, wasn't it? Was it yesterday?
Oh yeah, yesterday, mate. I was physically and mentally
Yeah, I could
tired,
tell.
and I
And
just
like you tried
yeah.
streaming, and then that didn't go well. I could just tell. And I was like, you're just sort of just forcing yourself at this point.
Yeah, well, yeah and no, because I knew for a fact that people in the chat and the stream and that were like would sort of lift me up a little bit. But yeah, I just was tired, but I was still trying to give it my all, still trying to have an entertaining stream. But yeah, no, sometimes that's the thing with YouTube and that. And this is obviously a bit off topic, but you don't want to force yourself. I don't want to wake up and be like, record a fucking video now. If I don't want to record, yeah, I won't probably make a lot of money at the end of the month. But if I don't want to record something because I'm having an off day, I'm not doing it.
No.
You need to learn to put yourself first sometimes.
Well, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like who's the most important person in your life?
You are.
Yeah. Oh, for Rob. but yeah, like you are the most important. You need to put yourself first and think about your well-being, your mental well-being, your physical well-being. You need to look after yourself. You do you. Cool,
now,
mate. Call me fucking.
Pat on the back there. That's what
That was good. That was a good little speech.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, talk about us now. Obviously, we would say we're at a really high point. Now, what is the toughest point in your life so far, mentally?
It probably is a couple of years ago with the whole like.
The memeliness.
Yeah, that whole situation. It wasn't necessarily the situation. Oh, someone made a video of me, so I'm upset. Because at the time I wasn't too fussed. It's the aftermath and what comes with that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this, but on the exact day that video came out, a relationship with a girl who I was in love with, ended, and it was like that was it, final straw. Because we said that we were going to keep trying, and it wasn't working. So it was more so me trying to cling on for shit. And she wasn't really about it. So I was like, okay. So I got home and I saw that video and I was like, oh, alright. So and that's the thing, it's like doing YouTube, you live a double life in a way. Like you've got your own personal stuff going on, which you don't really speak about, or whatever, but the aftermath where I've just gone through a fairly important stage in my life of having your heart broken for the first time. I feel like it is an important stage. It fucking sucks. Yeah. It really does push you into the fucking soil. But it's important because it makes you learn that, you know, like think back at it now. I'm sort of like, I mean, she's nothing special. I don't give a fuck if she watches this, but she's nothing special. Why was I so upset over a girl? At the time, I was destroyed.
Yeah, of course you would do. Yeah.
I was really fucking. And then on top of that, I've got people online telling me to kill myself, telling me to die, telling me that I should get cancer, saying that my family should die. And I was just sort of like, this is all too. And do you know what? This sounds really mad. I'm surprised I'm still here, man. I'm really fucking surprised.
Did you have those thoughts?
Oh, mate, yeah. There were times where I literally planned it out. Like I really did not want to be here. Like I could have legit have just fucking. I don't know how I would have done it, but I would have found a way, and I would have I would have got rid of myself, sort of thing. Like enough.
I guess you felt alone. In all
yeah,
that.
Man. I just felt so fucking. I felt like I said, destroyed it. As if someone was just pushing me into the fucking dirt, and there was no getting out. But yeah, no, that was probably my fucking lowest point.
Yeah, I remember when it all started happening. It felt like, I can admit, I should have been there a bit sooner than I should have.
I think that version of me though was it was just difficult to speak to.
It was. That's why I didn't want to sort of confront you about it, asking how you was, like, because I didn't know the reaction I'd get. I was expecting, oh no, you don't care about me and all this and that. That's what I was expecting. So that's why I sort of backed off and gave you space. And now, if it was you now, in your sort of mentality and how you are now, I would have been in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah,
I would have been calling you, spamming you, so are you okay? Are you okay? I mean, fucking, I'll somehow hold your mum's number and call her, and I'll come to your fucking house. I'll fucking ride to Hastings just to come and see you're okay. But yeah, back then you're a completely different person back there.
Yeah.
But I think you know. I think you touched on it before. You knew you were a completely different person. You were going down this really dark hole, and then obviously this happens to push you in an even darker spot, and you don't have to get out.
that's where as well, like, my mates at the time, obviously they were trying to distract me. We were going out on like nights out and stuff, and
Yeah, I remember you were going out a lot at that point. Just to
it wasn't like, I don't know. It was A, obviously to distract myself, but B, just because, you know, like, not saying like, oh, I turned to drink and I turned into an alcoholic, but it was just sort of like, mate, going out getting drunk was fine. And then something which I've been hesitant to speak about on here, but
you're here now.
Drugs. not hardcore drugs. Not I wasn't, you know, injecting myself and snorting
the weed.
shit. I was yeah, just smoking a lot.
Was there anything else? You know, was it just the weed?
No. I'd never touch anything. But yeah, no, I'd never touch anything else. That it's the safest drug, man. Like it's not that deep. In a way, yeah, it's illegal, but has there been any deaths?
It's legal in Amsterdam. It's legal in LA, and it's not
like,
more legal.
Has there been any
US.
Cannabis or marijuana related deaths? No, there haven't.
I think there has, but it's more linked to other illnesses. I don't know statistics on it, so I don't want to get too much into it. But
it was.
I don't want to say something's wrong.
A friend of mine, who we won't name, got me into it. I say like got me into it as if it's like a game or a sport, but like he was like, look, I had my first joint with him, and then since then it's just been like, you know, if I am to do it now, it's not because I'm upset, but it's just to sort of not take the edge off, but just to relax myself.
Yeah. Because
9 times out of 10, my brain's going at 1,000 miles per hour, but yeah, 2018. That's when obviously, when I first tried it, and I was like, fuck. It was just an escape. I wasn't in my own head sort of thing. I was, but I wasn't. And when you're doing it with friends and you're just chilling out, I was not thinking about it. I wasn't thinking about anything that was going on at the time deeply. It was just the fact I was living in the moment with my friends and we were all chilling, and that was it. Like, I don't want anyone to think any like different of me because I've just opened up and spoken about that. I bet there's a load of YouTubers that do far worse things than a bit of fucking, you know, a couple of J's. Like, do you know what I mean?
Little snorts.
But like, yeah, no, it was just like, yeah, it's not a bad trap to fall down. It's not like I sell it or grow it or anything like that.
No.
It's just, you know, but yeah, that for me was my escape at the time, as well as obviously just going out and keeping my mind busy. But yeah, that was definitely the lowest point of my life, and I literally, like I said, I'm really surprised I'm still here. But
I'm glad you are. I'm glad you didn't go down that.
I'm glad as well, and I remember I don't open it up. Like I said, I don't open it up a lot to people, but I spoke to my dad, and you know, the night all that happened, obviously I like broken up and this fucking video dropped. Like, I was crying in the passenger seat of my dad's car. He dropped me off home, and I said to him, we don't like hug. We're not like, you know. And I looked at him with the teariest face and said, "Can I have a hug?" And I literally just cried into this man's arms, and that for me was like, it wasn't like, oh, I've hit rock bottom, but I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I just felt it was a case of I was staying indoors all day. I probably didn't leave my house for like 2-3 days, and then yeah, it was just a bit rough, but yeah, fucking hell.
Tearing up now, are you?
Not tearing up. I'm just sort of like, it's not hard to speak about that sort of stuff, but it's just sort of like.
Is it the first time you have really sort of openly?
Pardon?
Is this the first time you've actually openly spoke about it?
Probably. Like in this current mindset that I've got right now,
yeah.
Like that's the thing. I was about to say, it's hard speaking about it in a way because of how different my mindset and where I am now in comparison to then. Back then, like I said, I literally wanted to kill myself. I did not want to be here. Everything was just getting too much. That was it. I was done. Now, would I even fucking consider having a thought about taking my own life? No. Like, 'cause at the moment, things are going good for me, and I'm in a lot better place. You know, like I'm chilling essentially. But yeah, nah.
What advice would you give to yourself then 2 years ago to sort of to deal with it as such and sort of move forward?
Uh,
If you could give yourself advice.
that's a difficult one because it's if I spoke to myself, things might have gone differently, and I think at the moment things are good. But I'd have just said, mate, find something to distract yourself. Put yourself in the gym, or just really try and rise above it, or just don't do anything silly. Don't do anything stupid, because I know that there are people that do love and care for me. For example, yourself, my family, my friends. Maybe people who are watching might love me or have a care for my well-being. So it's not like I wasn't going to take my life just to make them people happy, but I was just sort of thinking like, I'm young. When was that shit? Like, I'm now 21. That was like when I was 19. Like
You were a kid.
Yeah, like I wasn't a man yet.
You were a child in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I was a young boy, or I was a boy turning into a young man, sort of thing. I don't know, I just wasn't in a good.
But I guess it's difficult as well. Like I would say it would be like talking to a completely different person. Like that was not you.
I don't think I could get through to myself.
No.
If you was to put a 2017 version of me in front of me, I don't think there'd be.
I don't think you'd recognise yourself.
Nah, I don't think I would.
I don't think I would. If I was here now, if you just sort of spawned as 27, you're fucking Ryan Franklin. I just don't think I could recognise you. But like, who is
that?
This?
That version of myself is I hate with a passion, just because of how arrogant and how oblivious I was to just.
But then again, it's sort of a curse and a blessing, because without that moment, you wouldn't have got to the point that I need to sort of move.
Without all that stuff happening, would I be sat here right now saying, I'm still here, I'm still kicking about, I'm still doing me? Nah, but
actually a lot of any sort of like moment, like your toughest moment, it's always, I personally, it's definitely a curse and a blessing.
Yeah.
Because at the time it's horrible, you're going through all this shit, and then
once you get out the other end of it, and that's the thing, like, you've got to be fairly fucking strong in order to still be sat here, right? And it's like, I don't think about this a lot, but I'll sometimes think about it if the topic of mental health is brought up, and I'm just sort of like, mate, the fact that I'm still here, I must be strong. Like, I've got something in me, I've got some sort of fight. Because if I didn't, like I said, I wouldn't fucking be here, mate.
I think I talked about over text to you, obviously, Logan's podcast with Mike.
Yeah.
He was saying about, like, if you've struggled through any sort of mental health or depression or anything, and you've got out of it, you've got something.
Yeah. No, that bit for me, I watched that podcast a lot, as in, like, just impulsive altogether. But that, for me, I was like, fuck.
I want to get his book just for that quote alone. I want to see what he's been through.
Yeah. Now, obviously, with you, vice versa, what would you say for yourself is the toughest fucking point in your life?
I know this is easy. It was last July. So I've been with Emma for how long now? Oh god, it's 2 years. Yeah, December 2018 December 2018 we got together. We met on I don't need to talk about obviously how we all met, but a month in I got pregnant. Great move, Rob. Well done.
That's my guy right there.
So
that's my guy.
Yeah, got her pregnant. Obviously accidental, and we had the discussion on where we're gonna keep her or not. But we sort of ended it. So this is a life. We can't take this life away. So we stuck down. We discussed the future. We ended up moving in our own place like 4 months later, which we're still in now. This is our home. So I'm really looking forward. Cause one of the things most like kids grow up like, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a policeman or astronaut or whatever. I wanted to grow up to be a dad. That was also always my dream from such a young age. I think I remember telling my mum, I want kids, which is very strange for like some kid to say to their mum.
Yeah.
So the fact that, oh my god, I'm gonna be a dad, like
it was overwhelming.
Yeah, it was very overwhelming. Like most of my family, I spoke to my mum about it. Most of my family expected my older sister to be the one to have the kid first, not me. Like, I don't know, like 2 years prior, or like 2 or 3 years prior, I was like sat in my room, I didn't have a job, I just didn't want to do anything, I was just playing games all the time, trying to make graphic design a job. and I was like being forced by my parents to sort of go and find a job. I was in that position, and now I've got a kid. I got a quite decent job. Got my own
I'm proud of
place
you, man.
now, and it was going well. Everything was going well. We had all the scans, and everything seemed good. We found out it was a girl. Ended up deciding to call her Raina, which is a name I loved. I've always liked the name Raina, but we named her after Rey from Star Wars. But I only told her, like, obviously after what happened, that was the reason I chose. And then obviously, anyway, it came to July, which she would have been 28 weeks, 27, 28 weeks. It was a day Emma just started feeling ill. I think I was at work. And she texted me as actually I can't remember what it's called. There was something she was going through which you shouldn't have at that point in a pregnancy. Yeah. So I was like, okay. I told work, I need to leave. She's like, yes, fine. My manager's like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. Go. So I rushed to the hospital. She was like feeling really dizzy and everything. And then she's like, oh, we're gonna just check on the baby. First scan, it was like no heartbeat. It was like, okay, because the machine it wasn't like a normal, when you see the picture and stuff on the scan. Yeah. It was just one you just stick and you can hear it. And you can hear like her heartbeat. It's okay, we'll go to actual scan room, which we did. Couldn't see any heartbeat there. And now she was like, oh, it's just, as you can see, the screen is quite fuzzy. Now me and Emma look at each other, was like, this doesn't seem right. You would be able to see a heartbeat. But anyway, they put us into like a big room, which was like the big, really expensive scan. And then they did it, and then she was like, can you give me 2 seconds? The woman walked out. And then next, I think it was 4 or 5 nurses or whoever came in. They just told us, I'm sorry, but she's gone. And then obviously we just broke down. Emma's burst into tears. I wasn't even crying. I don't think I was crying.
Right, I'm sat here. When you get the lump at the back of your throat, because I've never heard this story before.
Yeah, this first time I really saw it open.
I am
publicly as well. I think the first weirdly, I didn't actually cry about this until the day she had to give birth to Raina. That was the first time I actually cried. I was forcing myself. I can't cry. I can't do this. I don't want to see myself vulnerable. And I just, I had to be strong.
For your family sort of thing.
Yeah, and for myself.
Like,
Emma's just lost a child. I had to stay strong for her. So I think it was, I don't know, we were in the hospital for a few days. They were like really brilliant. Everyone was there, was amazing. We stayed there. We were essentially our house in a way. We were living there. Had really nice beds. Yeah, pretty much. And they was like, yeah, we need to give birth to her, otherwise it's going to cause infections. And there was a more, I don't know. I think she said she mightn't be talking about it, but she had to, basically she was in labour, and it was that was probably the worst time in that moment. This was not the fact that we just lost our child. I'm seeing the woman I love in so much agony, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
She was there. We put her in a bath just to sort of ease the pain. But I was like, I think I was sat with her for about an hour. She's like screaming, like, I can't do this and all that. And I was being strong. I couldn't break down. I couldn't leave. Like,
no, man, you got.
I just couldn't. I got to support her.
As the man, as the boyfriend, you got to fucking. But it's got. That's the thing, man. It's fucking like I can't even begin to imagine what was going through like your head at the time, because obviously you're going through it just as much as she is, but you've got to fucking, she's really going through it, and you've got to be strong, obviously for yourself, but obviously for her as well.
Yeah. And anyway, it comes to the day, obviously she has to give birth. It was actually weirdly, it was quite a quick one compared to most pregnancies, obviously, because the baby's no longer alive. It's going to be easy. And as soon as I saw, obviously as soon as she came out, I was like, it's done. The last one, I burst down. I cried into Emma's mum's shoulders. Like, I remember all through that time since we lost her, Mum was like, "You need to let it out. You can't keep holding it any longer."
That's the thing as well. It's like, obviously I don't want to cut you off from obviously speaking about yourself, but like, I think bottling it up is the worst
Yeah.
possible thing.
That's one thing I do. That's the biggest thing I do with any sort of situation.
I do it as well. I think we're all guilty of it.
Because we think it's the best way to deal with it.
But then it gets to the point. It's like if you have a full bottle. It's such a weird comparison. If you have a full bottle of Coke and you fizz that fucker up, and then it gets to the point where you can
feel it so tight and it feels like it's gonna just burst open.
Explode. It's like a volcano as well. Like I probably should have used that as an example. But
yeah, maybe. But Coke's good.
It gets to the point. It gets to the point where you're so fucking just done, and like you've hit your fucking limit, where you just fucking. Whether for you that's like not like a physical thing, but like if you literally just break down into tears, or you feel like you need to punch something, or you need to do, just you've got to let it out.
Yeah.
Bottling it up and letting it fucking overfill.
That's one advice I can give to everyone. Just don't bottle it up. Just if you're feeling that you need to cry, just let it out.
It doesn't like, especially if you're a lad or whatever. If you're one of them people who are quite tough and you don't cry, fucking just go somewhere quiet, go into your room and just fucking cry into a pillow. It seems so sad, but just fucking you have to let emotions out.
Yeah.
There are some people who are fucking emotionless and they won't show it, but maybe behind closed doors that like they might be. Yeah. But like, no man, I think as well. Obviously, I think the typical saying like is it's okay not to be okay, and it is like you need to reach out to people.
Yeah.
And the thing that fucking kills me, and I don't think I'll ever forgive myself, is not being there for you when you was going through some shit. Cause we weren't really fucking like we weren't like close. We'd speak to each other now and then.
Yeah.
But I think obviously I was with a girlfriend at the time, and I was just.
You had your stuff. I don't regret. That's just only one person I really hate for not being there at the time. I'm not gonna name. I think you know who it is.
Yeah.
But I spoke to who I needed to speak to, and I got what I needed in the moment. Anyway, so it comes to we go home. We're actually finally home now. We're still dealing with it. We've had like social workers come around saying, "Oh, we're gonna help you with this to deal with this," but they were trying to take away obviously Squish because whatever. I don't need to get into that. That's too much personal stuff. But that from start of August till I think December was the worst time of my life. Even it was worse. I would say personally, mentally, it was even worse than losing her in that moment. Just because I just didn't think I could get out of this rut I was in. Like, I've just lost my daughter. I couldn't shake it, and I still can't now. I'm still struggling as bad as I did, but now I sort of understand. I think we had the funeral as well, which was jeez, oh fucking hell, I was just thinking I just remember the moment. Obviously I was the one who carried her coffin in. Emma didn't want to do it for probably obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But then I had to show. Obviously, I had to show that I was strong. I was able. Emma was breaking down. I couldn't do it too. No one else would be there. It was just me and her in that moment. Funeral happens. Fuck. I didn't realise how difficult we need to speak about, but I need to. I need to get it out.
Mate, I'm trying so hard not to cry. I knew this would be deep, but mate, when you're sat here and you're fucking like, I've never heard this story. I heard you when you broke the news to me. I was fucking obviously devastated.
You didn't know the details. Anyway, funeral happens. That was sort of a relief. I was like, yes, this is finally done. She's at peace now in a way.
Put to rest. Sort of thing.
And then I think it was September. I was like, I need something to sort of boost the mood as such. So I proposed to Emma. I obviously asked for consent from obviously the parents.
The typical respectful young man.
And they were like 100% like during this whole obviously when I got pregnant and leading up to that point, they couldn't think I would step up to the plate with being a dad, or obviously when they first heard the news that Raina had gone, they didn't think I would step up to the plate to support Emma, but they said to me, like, you proved us wrong. Like, you're probably one of the strongest people that she has around. and we, of course, will let you marry her. So she saw it coming, unfortunately. She's always wanted to use her nan's, I think it was an old engagement ring or wedding ring. So I used that, which this is the one she wears now. So that helped boost the mood for a bit, and then obviously it's sort of all up and down from then on. I think it was November I lost my job, which was at Tempin, which I was there from like 2016. That was a low point because all my like best friends were there.
Yeah.
So getting out of that sort of environment, which was a bit of a weird one. Found a job in the end. Took me a while, but I found one which I'm still at now. But it was just moment. It was selling. It wasn't like a constant like shitstorm of me just worrying that, oh, Raina's gone, I want Raina here. I think it was for a while, but it was like days like, oh, this is going really well, I'm doing well for myself. And then other days I was like, fuck, this time last year I wouldn't have thought I'd have a daughter, but now I have, but she's not here, and all these like conflicting battles in my head. That we wanted to go to like counselling. We did for a while have couples counselling, but it took so long to even get it. I think it was like 6 months or even longer than that after she passed, and it was just, I wouldn't say it was too late, but in a way it was. Like, we should have got that counselling help from the get-go, but unfortunately we didn't. But now we were still doing it up to the point when obviously coronavirus started kicking in. Now they're closed, but you might have heard that we were both working with a charity called Mind, which I know is quite popular at the moment. I've seen a lot of people supporting it and wish that they deserve all the support they can get. They're doing everything over the phone to support anyone. If you're dealing with any sort of mental health, I strongly, highly recommend reaching out to Mind if you can. They are very busy.
We'll leave all the
we'll leave all the relevant links. Any relevant,
all the appropriate stuff in the description, that sort of thing.
We'll leave it down below. But it was like a assessment over the phone, like, well, how are you feeling now, or just basic questions like asking how everything's going. Like, it led to points like, oh, you could have like childhood trauma from like my mum and dad splitting up and all this, and even that, touching back on that, on the back, like childhood, like mine. Well, I think you're the same. Like, were your parents divorced, or were they married or anything, or were they just boyfriend and girlfriend?
I don't even know. I just know that I'm probably a little mistake, but I'm the best mistake that they've had.
Yeah, I think my parents divorced when I was 6, and I think I personally can't remember anything from about anything before 9 years old. I don't know what it was. I remember bits. I only remember the points I was with my dad after the divorce. He used to live in Swindon. I used to always go his like every weekend. Used to play like Medal of Honor with him and Pokemon Coliseum on the GameCube. I remember all these moments. But then I was told that all this led back to like not having that father. It was like mother and father sort of joint figure as such. It was always split. Like, I've got 5 sisters, so the tension was sort of mixed about the place. And my sister's 5 years older than me, so she didn't really need the attention. I was like going through school and I needed help with my work, but my mum had 4 other kids she needed to focus on.
Yeah, it must have been quite hectic.
Yeah, it was a hectic household. It still is now. Every time I go around there, it's very hectic.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, my dad's always talking. Every day my dad calls me and asks him, okay, how everything's doing. And he has been since we lost Raina, really. He's always been there, so that's always helped. My dad is someone I look up to highly. I don't say enough to him. I don't know if he'll watch this. I might just link it in and say, oh, there's something about you in there. But he has helped.
Find it.
I don't think he realised how much he's helped me. I think the same goes for your dad as well. I don't 100%. think our dads realise how much they've actually helped.
Like the influence that they have on you throughout your whole life. Even now, mate, there's stuff that...
And in fact, I look like my dad. I look like my dad. Like, quite... the older I get, I look like him. It's quite scary. Anyway, but... Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything as severe mentally than that. Like, moments here and there where I lost my best friend in 6th form. He committed suicide. Like, obviously losing a friend you commit suicide, it's going to be awful. But the worst thing about that was we were playing football up the hill with him the night before, and he was absolutely fine. He was having a laugh, we were laughing, and next we were in sixth form, and then they called us onto the sixth form, and there's rumours, oh, there's this kid called Dan, he's not in school, what's happened to him? And he turns around and is like, I think I'll be able to say his name. It's like, we've just given the news that Oliver Davis has committed suicide. And it was me, Stu, Liam, we were just dropped just for the fact that we were with him the day before.
That's the thing, man. It's like you
up to the point of losing Raina. There's only 2 other moments. There's that and losing my granddad, which were like my lowest points.
Yeah.
And then I nearly had a fight with this kid because he decided the best thing to do is he had a best friend called Chris. He was a really close friend of mine now. But he didn't go to our school. He went to college. He didn't stay at sixth form. Yeah. This guy Ryan thought the best thing to do was to text him, "Oh, Ollie's died. He committed suicide." And I don't get angry. I don't physically want to hurt someone. That's just not me. But in that moment, I just it makes me angry now. I don't hold grudges. That's one thing I can never hold a grudge unless they've done something really, really bad. Yeah. There's only 2 people I have a grudge on. Obviously this kid, and then obviously you know who the other person is. I'm not going to know names, but I'm not going to drop names. I'm not in that mood. But and then losing my granddad in 2017. That was another one because I saw him the day before as well. Any sort of loss I've had it's always been the day before. I haven't got the best of luck. But I was fortunate to say goodbye to my granddad, and but the thing was, compared to Ollie or Raina, I was preparing for my granddad's death. He was sort of losing the will to live, or why he was going through such and such. But I remember my dad telling me it must have been 6 months prior, so you need to start preparing to lose your granddad because he's not going to get better from here on out.
Fucking.
And then I remember waking up to my dad calling me 8 or 9 times. So what the fuck's he want? Why are you calling me this much?
What are you spamming my phone for?
Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning, and they told me, and at the time I look back and it's why did I not feel as bad as I did? But then I was preparing for it.
Yeah.
And I was with Raina. I wasn't expecting my daughter to die. No one does. No one deserves to go through that sort of tragedy.
I can't begin to imagine. See, I've never lost someone. So
no grandparents or anything like that. Or
grandparents, parents. I haven't lost.
I haven't lost many family and friends. I think I've lost. I've lost 1 family member, which is my granddad, and then 2 friends, which were Ollie and then the guy I mentioned before, Joao, who I was really close friends with primary school.
Yeah.
I think a few years ago, he died in a bike accident. And that sort of hit home just because me and him were inseparable. He was oh, this is Rob and Joao, and they're best of mates, so he used to always go around his house and such and such, and everyone knew us as to be best mates, so that sort of hit home.
Yeah, no, it's
but because I wasn't close to him years on, I just sort of pushed, oh, Jesus Christ, he died, but it didn't really hit me.
Yeah. See, that's it. I'm not preparing for that day where I find out where I've lost someone, but I can't even begin to imagine the feeling that it's gonna be, and it's sort of I don't want to say I'll be able to deal with it well, just because of where I'm at in life, but I just I don't know what to expect because it's never happened, so it'll be one of them ones where although it's a shit point in your life, it's a learning curve, isn't it? And you learn how to deal with that sort of stuff and that sort of thing. But it's fucking, it's horrible, man. Life is too short. You don't know. It's look at stuff with obviously Kobe Bryant and obviously celebrities who and that's the thing, that there's celebrities
Is there been a celebrity that sort of hit home for you with who has passed?
See, I listened to it quite a bit of Juice WRLD, but his wasn't really I mean, it was and wasn't a suicide, but his songs, there's certain songs of his which I listened to, which I did listen to whilst going through certain points in my life, and it's just sort of like you look back on it, you listen to the lyrics, and you're like, fuck. I listened to a bit of Mac Miller, but
the
not
Mac
like...
Miller was one that really hit home for me.
It's just like it goes. The thing is, which it is scary about becoming like famous or whatever, is the fact that you deal with all these fucking demons or whatever, and you're fighting with yourself in your head, but you have the access to certain things because you're famous and because you've got this money. You have access to stuff like, obviously, like I don't know, like Xanax and fucking lean and all that sort of shit. And it's just like that sort of stuff can fucking kill you. Like it's not like it I don't know. It's stuff that if you do it excessively and you do too much of it, you're fucking dead. And it's just like I think about this a lot, and it's just the fact that we've lost a lot of like especially artists who are fucking.
It's got stupid. It was just stupid.
It's fucking scary.
Like Mac Miller for me was a big one because till this day, Blue Slide Park is one. I think it was 2011. One of my favorite albums of all time. It was one that
really,
like during a period of school, and I was like, I didn't know what to do after school, and that was the part where I was struggling as well, and that album sort of got me through like what to do. It sort of switched something in my head. I was like, oh, I know what to do now. I wanted to go into game design and all this, and just something about the album, and still does now. If I'm ever struggling, music helps. That's another distraction.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like
yeah, come on,
I think that's why I have such a big loving for obviously Post Malone.
Yeah.
It's just like because I fuck with what he stands for in his music and stuff, but like some of the songs obviously are a bit deep, and you listen to the lyrics or like after I broke up with whoever, you do go through a point where you listen to sad songs just because it's just like
of course
it sort of helps force the tears out or like the emotion. It just gets you like fucking like shit, but like it sounds really generic, like stuff like I Fall Apart and fucking excuse me, like Over Now and just all these fucking like deep songs and stuff like Up There, which is about getting high and just fucking forgetting about all the usual day-to-day shit which you have to fucking deal with, and it's just like if anything happened to him, mate, I'd be so upset, I'd be so fucking distraught.
I mean, for me, it was John Bellion. As you know, I have a massive love. I got one of his songs tattooed on me, for fuck's sake. Like to this day, Ungrateful Eyes is just one. I always sort of, whether I listen to it or I just think about the song itself. It's like, do we ever appreciate what's here in front of us instead of just sort of admiring it from the sky, like just oh look, like for example the way it's said in the song is like, oh look, it's a star, but do you really appreciate how far that star is and what that star's doing? It's like it's the sun, it's a sun all the way miles and light years away, just burning. You never really think about that, but you always just think about it just looks pretty in the sky.
Yeah, there's more things that meet the eye.
That's one thing I always aim for is just appreciate what you have in the moment. Just don't focus what's in the future. I sometimes do just out of habit, but I try to just focus on what I'm doing now and just push out what I'm doing now instead of planning ahead.
Yeah, I don't have much of a plan for now in life. It's just I'm not winging it as such, but I'm just taking each day as it comes, because each day is gonna throw things at you and test you, and it's down to you whether or not you fucking you fight back or you let it fucking win. And every day you're fighting just to fucking But nah, like I haven't been fucking diagnosed or anything. I think there's certain stuff where like.
Would you want to? Would you want to just know?
I don't think I'd want to know. I think the thing is I think I sort of done this before. I think I made a video like I think I have anxiety or something like that, but it was just like fucking I wouldn't want to self-diagnose.
No.
But no, there's certain instances where like, you have some form of like anxiety.
Yeah.
Like I think
everyone gets that, like,
everyone
anxious.
gets it.
Yeah, everyone gets anxious.
So like, do I have like social anxiety? I don't know. I haven't been diagnosed, but there's certain situations where I'm speaking to people, or if I'm in a situation where I just don't feel comfortable and I start feel a bit nervous. I'm a bit like, I start thinking. I'm like, I wonder what that person thinks of me. I wonder what that person thinks of me, or like just like it's fucking scary. It's like when I go to sleep as well. Sometimes I can't get to sleep just because my brain should be switching off and slowly cogging down, but it's still working and going and going. I'm thinking at 1,000 miles per hour, and I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, what if, and I'm just sort of like, I just need to fucking switch off. Like I just need to fucking, like it used to be really bad. I used to literally be up until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning overthinking everything, and then I think that's when YouTube started taking off and started doing really well. So I didn't really have that sort of stuff like as such. I was still struggling a bit with myself, but I was slowly getting there, and I was putting my all into YouTube at the time, and that was taking off and doing well. So it was just sort of like that was a big distraction for me. But
I think I had a conversation with James. I think it was today actually. Obviously we were discussing like I want to do graphic design full time, like for thumbnails or whatever, and he was just saying like, you don't want to think too much about it because you don't want to sort of plan ahead because you can get paranoid. Oh, what if I do it and it doesn't happen? Then what if like 1 month I do really well, like I make $1,000 a month, and then 1 month I make like 400. But you just need to just work on what you're doing right now in the moment, and then if you're doing really well in the moment, you'll get what you want in the future without having to even think about it. It will just come to you. Yeah,
hard work pays off.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact of not thinking about the fact that you're working hard or anything. You just got to be hungry and want it in life.
We're hungry.
But right, I say we read out a couple of DMs that we've got from people. So one of the ones that I did actually get sent was, let's have a look. Someone said, question for the podcast. How did the meme industry affect your mental health as a whole? Briefly touched on it. It just sort of, it was the aftermath of all that sort of stuff where, people were commenting stuff like die, kill yourself, and when I'm already at my fucking lowest, that sort of, I know it's like, it's just kids, like little keyboard warriors, and they're just saying whatever, but like when you're already feeling that low, I'm getting hundreds of comments, DMs, tweet, and I'm just sort of like, bruv, because YouTube for me is still an escape as well as my job. It was sort of like, I can't even fucking escape and make a YouTube video without getting hundreds of comments telling me to die. I still get comments to this day telling me to kill myself and stuff like that, which I don't fuck with. I don't think it's okay.
Of course not.
I get if you don't particularly like someone, then I don't like a lot of people. But I've got nothing but love for people. But at the same time, there's people that I don't particularly like. But I don't show it. I don't openly say I hate this person. They fuck me off like as such. I might say like the odd thing in videos, but. If I don't like someone, I simply don't speak to them. But yeah, like I said, I still get comments from people being like, "Oh, die, kill yourself." It's just sort of like, yeah, all right. Like, I'm not actually going to go and kill myself because fucking Jimmy from Bristol, who's got baller and tagged all his mates in his bio, has told me to die.
But then you say that now, but at the point, do you think you could? Would you say that? Oh, I'm going to kill myself because such and such said this.
I wouldn't. The reason of me wanting to die wouldn't have been because of the DMs and the comments. It would have just been because I was battling so much in my head, and it was just like I just didn't want to be fighting with myself anymore. I was like, nah. So it wasn't to do with any of the comments. It was just I didn't need that on top of what I was already going through at the time, and it was fucking shit. But we already briefly touched on that, so we'll move on to the next. Someone said, okay, so I'm 17 and I've had clinical depression since I was 10. When my parents got divorced, and with the current lockdown, it's been worse, and I was wondering about how to get through it. How to get through this is all the people that I normally talk to, like my girlfriend, I can't go and talk to in person or on text, so can you help me, please? Obviously, I just want to say, we're not, like, professionals, like, we don't, like, our advice isn't from a professional standpoint or anything like that. We can give you advice, but it's up to you whether you follow it or not, sort of thing. I think in this certain situation of we're in a pandemic and we're going, like, everyone's going, I think we're all in the same boat. There's days where I wake up and I don't particularly want to do anything, and like, but I obviously, like, I haven't been diagnosed with depression or anything like that, but mate, I know it's difficult, especially now that we're in this lockdown. You have to distract yourself and you have to keep yourself busy, sort of thing. Whether that's playing Xbox, PS4 with your mates for 2-3 hours. That's 2-3 hours where you're not thinking about stuff or whatever's getting you down. Go, like I said, there's not a lot that we can do. Like, go for a walk, do some at-home work. Just do something, mate, to distract your mind, because you are your own worst enemy. And I'm exactly the same. sometimes there's days when I'm not saying I've got voices in my head or anything, but there's just days where like I'm fighting with myself in my head, and I'm just going fucking like I'm just like this is too much. So therefore, I take myself to the gym or whatever. But in this sort of situation, it's hard to give advice on what to do right now.
Because everyone's different. I think everyone sort of deals with it differently.
In different ways, yeah.
So you got to find what works best for you. If you have something you're passionate about and something you love, that's usually a good start.
Throw yourself into it. Literally lose yourself in whatever you love. I think that's a big thing. So Rob throws himself into graphic work
or whatever.
Like, you've got to throw yourself into something that you love.
Yeah.
Because it is a distraction. But yeah, obviously, I know you can't see your girlfriend. There's probably something which alone is probably getting you down. I think a lot of people are going through that. My mum's going through that. She's got another other half who lives in like Brighton, who she literally can't see. But she's calling him and stuff. And it's if you're comfortable with it, open up to someone. That's literally the thing that I would try and suggest. But it's about opening up to the right person, because sometimes you might have someone who you open up to and they might just be like, "Oh, get over it, grow up." And that's where like you need to speak to someone that you really trust and will fully sort of understand it and get it, and that they can advise you, sort of thing. If not, sometimes what helps is phoning someone up, like the Samaritans. I'm not saying you're feeling depressed, but sometimes it's nice to speak to someone who isn't in the situation, who you literally don't know. They're going to keep all the information they give you that you give them confidential. They're not going to go and tell anyone.
No.
But it's just nice to speak to someone who you don't know, let off steam, and just forget about what is going on up here just for a second.
Yeah. Another thing which I don't do it myself, but I know a couple of other people that do it, is just get a book, like a diary or just a piece of paper. Just write anything that's going through your head. Just write it down. Because even if you're not physically actually speaking to someone, you're still getting it out in some ways, and then you can look back on it like 6 months down the line or a year down the line, and
or burn it.
Or burn it. Yeah, that's another.
Some people write down how they're feeling, what's pissed them off, or what's going on. And it'll be a case of you write it down, you read through it, and you go, yeah, okay, and then you burn it. It sounds fucking stupid, but I personally haven't done it, but for some people it might help,
But everyone has their sort of.
Everyone has their own way of coping and dealing with certain stuff.
Then it's not like a definitive answer of how to deal with it.
There's not one way which everyone can follow.
No.
It's like I said, Rob might like losing himself in Photoshop and doing graphics work, whereas I may prefer to go to the gym, hit a boxing bag, lift some weights, all that sort of thing. Like everyone's got their own sort of thing which they just like to do in order to just lose themselves. That's it. It's just keeping your mind busy, and I keep saying this, but like you are your own worst enemy. Like you are the most judgmental person about yourself.
Yeah.
So, say if I was to send you like a photo of me with no top on, Rob. Obviously, you're not really gonna think, "Oh, that's fucking disgusting. Why did you send me that?" No. But I'm gonna be able to look at that photo and be like, "I don't like that. I don't like this." Like it. Yeah. You're like you as a person about yourself and your mind and physical appearance. You are the most judgmental.
Yeah.
But yeah. What other questions did we have?
We got just one more, because a lot of it I did want to take because we've already discussed it anyway.
Yeah.
But one is by Anthony Roberts, and he pretty much just said about this whole stigma that men's mental health has got. Like, what can celebrities do? What can we do? What can anyone do to sort of promote it more to society, that men can cry, men can break down. It's not just a women thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make you weak.
What can be done?
I hate that stereotype of that stigma of men should be tough and brave, put on a big brave face and be fucking blokes, mate. Like I said, there are points.
The kind of people are like Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, like it's one of them where like I can be emotional and I can be a bit sensitive or whatever. I can't really remember the last time I cried because of the way that I was feeling. about like myself or anything, because as of recent it's been good.
Mine was about a week ago.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it's just it's so annoying.
Man. I'll say that. I said I'm a fragile man. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has their weaknesses.
But when you go through certain stuff in life, that is what makes you stronger.
Yeah.
That's what makes you a strong. But so if you've gone through shit at a young age, by the age of 20, 21, you might be hard as nails and not give a fuck, which is fair enough. But yeah, no, I don't think that should be it.
Like,
So
if you're still sort of weak-minded person you were back in school, and you still take those traits into your adulthood, there's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't be worried about having that is sort of the stereotype. Oh, once you get to adulthood, you've got to be strong. You got to have a wife and kids. You've got to have a house, a mortgage, whatever.
Mate, there's probably still adults that break down and cry.
Yeah. Like if you're in your 20s and you still live at your mum's house, there's nothing really wrong with that.
That's me.
Yeah, it is you.
I still live here with my mum.
Like even if you're living at your parents when you're like in your 30s, if life hasn't given you an opportunity to move on, to get a house, and if you're trying so hard but you can't get it, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no one to judge. The only person who can really judge you is yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think as well, with the fact that, like we said at the beginning of the episode, mental health isn't talked about enough anyway, but especially men's mental health. Like, men's mental health is just as important as female. Like, it's all one, it's a collective, you know, like it's so important. And that's why as well, with like I said, what can we do to break that? We have a platform together. We've got this podcast where we can speak about it, and we both opened up in this fucking episode, and I was not dreading recording it, but I knew for a fact that this would be a deep one, and I knew for a fact that
I knew
heartstrings would be pulled out and whatnot. But yeah, no, I think as we have this platform, it's brilliant that we're talking about it. I try and speak about it a little bit on my platform sometimes. Like if you've got a platform, whether you're an artist, you're a YouTuber, you're an athlete, you're anything, you have people that look up to you and take influence from what you say.
Which I didn't realise until recently. That's one thing I didn't realise.
So like, you know, if I'm more than positive if someone like Cristiano Ronaldo went on Instagram Live where he done an interview about mental health, it would do bits, and I bet more people would start looking at it in a more positive way of men opening up and that sort of thing. It needs to be something which is a day-to-day conversation sort of thing. Not saying continuously check up on your mate, like, are you okay? Is everything all right? Don't do it in a patronising cunt way. Just do it here and then. Oh, I haven't heard from Jack in a few days. I'll check on him. I'll drop him a text. You alright, buddy? How are you? Want to play Xbox later? Something like that, you know? Yeah. Because if Jack is going through something and he doesn't want to speak about it, you invited him to go play football, coming on Xbox, or just chilling, or going out on a night out, that probably means the fucking world to him. Yeah. That probably means fucking everything to him. The fact you have reached out and you have said to him, look, mate, are you okay? And then obviously followed up with something like, do you want to do this? Because I bet it will take his fucking mind off it.
Like there's one thing that any sort of mental health, there's always that common thing that you want to speak to someone. You need someone there. You need some sort of reassurance that you're not alone.
It's scary.
Most people don't go into it. Oh yeah, I don't want to talk to anyone. Most people are just deep down, even if it's just there, just a little bit, you want to speak to someone.
Yeah.
And even if it's just a text saying I hope you're okay, even that. Like obviously when I lost Raina, I didn't want sympathy. I didn't want everyone sort of rushing to. I got it. It helped. But I messaged people I just wanted a message, and I got one of these. But but there's just that one incident where it was just like it took someone like 3 days to respond. Like there's a point when it's just
it's just like, come on.
You know, someone you've known for a long time is struggling. You can't even be asked just to even
to reply.
It's fucking ridiculous. But
it's a bit.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that again because I'll get heated. I end up saying his name. So.
Start getting pissed, but yeah, man, what a fucking episode! I say we round this off here.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground. I mean, we could probably speak about this topic for fucking hours.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going for about an hour and a half, which is
Yeah.
mental. But yeah, man, it's fucking we just want to say it's okay not to be okay. You know, if you want to reach out to us, I'm sure we can give it our best shot to fucking try and reply to you. Although we're not professional, we don't, you know, half the time we are just fucking chatting shit. But with this one, we had our heads screwed on. We had questions prepared. We asked you guys for questions if you guys had anything. But nah, man, I think we all need to make it something which is spoken about more and isn't belittled. You know, you're not fucking weak if you open up about, you know, how you are feeling inside, because you're fucking human, and what you say and how you feel does matter to people. So yeah, just fucking keep doing you, keep fucking smashing life, and
personally, I'm a message away. I'm very active on Twitter, so if you just need someone new, if I've never spoken to you before, you need someone new to speak to, just drop me a tweet or a DM or whatever, and I'll more than likely respond to it.
Rob's a very approachable person as well. Like he's very easy to speak
don't
to.
be afraid of me. I'm not gonna bite your head off. For Ryan, like, it's a bit of a weird plug, but if you want to sort of speak to Ryan about, like, your Twitch is probably your best
I can
place.
try my best to fucking reply to people. I'm not saying, I get all these messages and nothing like that. But sometimes it's a bit. I don't look at my DMs for my own mental health sometimes, because the messages are just a bit too fucking like, oh yeah, whatever, like, or some of my
easy.
And that's why we make the podcast. That's why I personally make videos. I stream and all that sort of stuff, is because it's a distraction and an enjoyment for me. But as well, I know for a fact that people will also watch it, and it might distract them. And if I can make you, if we can make you laugh, if we can do whatever in our power to try and make sure that your day goes a little bit better, or you have a distraction, then so be it. Like, so yeah. We do hope you enjoyed this one. It's probably a very fucking real one.
Deep as it got and sort of sad, but I enjoyed it.
This is my favourite episode by far.
Easily.
Just because we've covered something which is, I think, close to both of us.
Yeah.
And it's fucking...
But we sort of wanted to sort of interview each other. Like, we wanted to do solo episodes. Like, I interview you and you interview me. But I think this works a lot better. This is
brilliant. I really like this. Yeah. Like I said, some of the stuff that we've been speaking about has been really fucking like... heartbreaking and fucking horrible.
But it needed to be said. It needed to. People need to know that.
But we have this
they're not the
platform
only
to
people
come on
that
and
struggle in.
speak. So, yeah, I think that's it from us today. If you are affected by mental health, if you have anxiety, depression, or anything like that, we are going to leave website links, numbers, or anything that you need if you're feeling low, or if you're just not, you're feeling shit. Not if you're having a bad day, but if it's just a continuous thing of battling yourself, then please do reach out to the appropriate people, because they can help you.
Don't be scared that it's just some professional and they're going to tear you a new one. They really, really do help.
Yeah, like, it helps. It's just, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we'll leave it at that.
Alright.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
No, it was I was a bit mad. It's hard to close because it was that.
I don't know like, when to sign up, but yeah. Like I said, hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you for the next episode in probably a bit more of a light-hearted conversation. But this episode needs to be made. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, and it's just fitting that we've done this episode this week. So yeah. I've been Ryan.
And I've been Rob.
And we'll see you boys and girls in the next episode of the Irrelevant Podcast. In a bit.
See you later.